He's one of the best chefs in Charleston's restaurant history. And now, Bob Waggoner is back with a cooking school. I had a chance to talk with him for a special edition of Quintin's Close-Ups. Bob, you know, the last time I saw you was Friday afternoon. I was coming back from the United States Customs House, and I was walking down South Market, and I ran into you at State and South Market.
Yep.
And you look relaxed to me.
Very relaxed.
Yeah.
You got to be relaxed.
But
And
you're
I'm
busy.
old. I think that's what it is.
Yeah, exactly.
You get relaxed when you get old.
Older,
so it's
yeah.
not so bad.
But you're busy here.
I'm running around. I'm
Yeah.
running around. Trying to open up my my cooking classes.
Tell me more about that.
I'm going to do 10 people a night. I've got 1,600 square feet of the sexiest sort of Kiowa feeling. I just want a big kitchen. And I've got Wolf and Sub-Zero through Plug's Appliance Store that has helped me out. So I'm going to have crazy appliances. I've got really pretty cabinetry that's going to be in here from Charleston Fine Cabinetry.
Yeah.
One of the gals, Christina, who's also does the design work for them,
Right.
is helping me out with some of the color schemes and things. I was hoping I could afford 50 Shades of Gray, but I could only afford 3. So we went with 3. That's where we are now.
Yeah.
And Reclaimed Design Works for the floors down on East Bay is giving me wood floors. I've got soapstone and marble from Georgia that's coming in through a local company.
Right.
Ferguson is giving me a bunch of sinks and lighting and just crazy fun stuff. There's another new company that's joining on that's going to help us out with couches and things like that. So it's going to be spectacular. It's a showroom. It's a working kitchen showroom, and I'm just done with restaurants. I don't want to work 70 hours a week. I've been doing it for 35 years, so I figured if I can find a space and find something I can do, because people are really interested in learning how to cook. If I can bring 10 people a night, and I've got 5 big, really cool cooking stations.
Right.
I've got this beautiful island we're all going to be prepping together on. Crazy pretty tables and nice chairs. Really fine, fun wines also. So you come in, you cook with your girlfriend, boyfriend, girls' night out, whatever. Everybody cooks together. Everybody goes to their separate stations. I help everybody out. Everybody sets up their little plate, and we all sit down and eat.
Yeah.
We pour a glass of wine. Hopefully some nice, fun French Burgundy that goes along with. Louis Latour's jumping on board. They're going to help me find some fun wines too, and I'm just excited. A lot of local people have really helped out. Old friends, really,
Right.
just back in town, and everybody's jumping on board and wants to help out and be part of it. And I just want to have fun. I want people to come in. I've got a really cool, probably one of the coolest things I have is a really high-end player piano that I snagged from David Yarbrough at Lexus. That used to be in their showroom, and kind of finagled him a little bit, and he really helped me out with that. So it's gonna be a fun night out.
Yeah.
Definitely 9 on the 10.
I came by here yesterday, and I'm wondering, you know, because I'm looking at it and saying, this can't be open in October. So will it be open in October?
It'll be open in October.
Okay.
It has to be open in October.
Okay.
I want it to be open like tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping today we've gone through all the. The city's been really great for me too. I've got professional looking stuff, but it's home stuff. I want it to look like someone's 1,600 square foot Kiowa kitchen. People can come and relax, enjoy. And I didn't want a big hood from a restaurant hood, and I didn't want it to look like a restaurant. So so the city's helped us out a lot to try and figure out how we can make it happen, and they've all been great. So I'm hoping maybe today I might even find out to get my permits, and then we're going to town, because I've done all I can do. I can paint. I painted the inside, painted the outside, changed the awnings. I did everything I can do. But it doesn't look like a cook did it, does it? Does it look like a cook painted?
No, it looks like a regular person who did it.
Perfect. I feel better already.
Yeah, because you got so many help for years in the kitchen.
Yeah.
So what was it like to be a one-man band?
It's what you do in France. Somebody asked me that the other day, and I said, you know what? That's what we do in France. You open a restaurant in France. Most people don't have a lot of money to hire teams and put in $1 million worth of investment. You don't do that. So what do? You get your buddy who knows how to paint. You get your friend who knows how to do electricity, and you just do what you can. So that's what I did. I had, without losing time waiting for me to paint and do it, probably not that great, but I'm pretty excited with it. Is you just do what you can. But now, once we get the permit, then it's plumbers and electricians and everybody come in who knows what they're doing. Because you don't want me pulling wires and cutting the cement.
That's not you.
No, I could probably try, but you don't want me doing that.
Well, listen.
I'll stick to cooking once we get the place open.
That's right. You said this quote: "You will cook and laugh alongside him, meaning you, to prepare and enjoy a seasonal tasting menu inspired by the many farmers, fishermen, and artisans of the low country." Put on your memory hat and tell me, where did the vision of a cooking school come from?
You know, it's really, I was in Nashville for the last couple of years, mostly because of my dad, who's 83 and wasn't doing too well, and I could go there for a couple of weeks, keep an eye on him, come back. I brought him back with me.
Okay.
He's living with me now. Now I can really keep an eye on him because he just, you know, just gets stuff. You get old and you got to watch, make sure he's eating, and get him to the doctor back and forth and stuff. So that's a really good thing that he's here and I can keep an eye on him. And more than anything, I really just wanted to, the fun part of the restaurant business is when you're done serving everyone, and you go out in the dining room and talk with people and say, oh my gosh, that was really fun. Or I'm going to Memphis. Hey, you got to go see my buddy. Hold on, let me jot down. Where are you going after that? Oh, we're going to Chicago. Let me jot down and get to that. And people have a good, people want to meet the chefs, people want to enjoy, people want to talk to other people, and that's the fun part. And once you know, and people want to learn how to cook. They do. Most of the people, before I just jumped into it, I kind of threw it around the board at people, and most of my friends are saying, no, you don't understand. We do this at people's homes, and it's your house next month, and then it's their house next month, then you guys do it. And I don't know, if you entertain at home, you got to do a lot of cleaning. I don't like cleaning.
Right, me neither. Me neither.
Before cleaning, because it's got to look spectacular.
Sure.
And then you've got 10 people over your house, and it's in ruins, you know, and you clean for a week. I don't want to do that either.
Sure.
So most people, if I can say, look, bring those parties and just do them here. Invite 5 couples, or 5 couples get together and go, this is where we want to be, and we don't have to clean up, and wine's included, and Bob does the dishes. Done. So that was part of it. It was more just, and I can sit down and enjoy with you and chat and talk and just fun stories and meet other people that you've never met before that are in from, you know, Chicago or France or Japan and have just that camaraderie of people getting together. And there's phenomenal amount of restaurants in town, but just something else to do with your husband or girls' night out or something different. Guys are out golfing, bring the girls to come cook.
That's right. So. And you know, I want to piggyback to something you just mentioned. And I said, I heard this in the Charleston City paper quote. This is your quote. I'm done working with kids with no urgency, no passion. So let me ask you this. Has the restaurant business been resorted to that type of energy, atmosphere?
You know, it's just tough, man. And I'm pretty much through chefs. All of my friends are chefs, mostly because that's all I've done for 35 years. And you talk to the guys now, and Edwin French was in here yesterday. I was in here fiddling around doing something. Edwin French, he's opened up Americano. Was one of my line cooks, you know, 10 years ago at the Charleston Grill. Jason Hauser has Meat House, and Margan is helping out another restaurant here in town, the Tattooed Moose. One of my gals is at the Kelly James, I believe her name is at Rarebit, and just these were cooks that would come in early because they knew I was breaking down a fish or something like that, or they would go, Chef, I know your friend's the guy who has Macaroon Bakery. Is there any way you could call him and, you know, can I go over there and work on Sunday? Those guys are gone. I don't see that at all. And even through chefs that I have now, they said, Chef, you don't understand. Those guys, they're not, and maybe it's because we have 482,000 restaurants in Charleston now that we spread the love, and maybe there's a couple of those guys. I'm sure there are still some. There's probably a couple of those guys in each restaurant. But man, I had 10 guys like that were just these superstars that have all become chefs, and they're all opening up places and all doing stuff. And my pastry chef, and you know, in Highlands now, and just guys that have become these superstars. And I don't see that. I don't see it in the young kids anymore. And maybe it's my generation that you got to be friends with your kid, and everybody's a winner. Everybody gets a trophy. I say bullshit. Everybody can't be a winner. You lose, so you know what? You get up and you go to the batting cage a little more often. And you know, I've lost, I've failed at things, but you know what? You figure I'm not winning. I'm not winning. I got to do something about it. So I don't know. Maybe it's my fault after all.
And you know, I was talking with someone just recently, a customer at Market Street Deli, and I was talking to them about my rise in the restaurant business from a dishwasher and prep cook at Charleston Sports Pub and Grill to really being outside marketing and bringing people in.
Exactly.
And when I got to the front of the house, I felt like that was my way of really not quitting the business. So let me ask you this. Is the cooking school your way of not trying to quit the food business?
Well, it's not that. It's just, it's still, I've laughed every time anyone's ever given me a check for cooking. Laughed. And I made a lot of money in what I've done, and then I laughed a lot. Because if they knew it ahead of time, I would have done it probably for half. Everyone I've ever worked for, probably a third even, and I worked in France for 4 years for free, just because I loved it, just because I love to cook, and I love being around people that love to cook. And now I find that more being adults that want to have something, they want to learn how to cook, they want to do a little something at home, or they want to impress somebody, or maybe they're trying to get a date. You know, I don't care, whatever it takes. But no, it's not getting out. And they say, when you can't do it, then you teach. And I said, well, maybe that's me. And you can't do it, so now I'm teaching. But I just love, I love cooking, love being around people, and more than anything, just want to have fun.
Yeah.
I'm not going to make $1 million. I'm not going to be driving Ferraris. I'm not going to have 10 restaurants, nor do I want that. You know, buried the first chef I ever worked with 4 months ago in L.A., and flew home for his funeral. I looked at him and his wife and kids, and I said, you know what? All he did was work his ass off his entire life, and it was a wake-up call. I said, you know what? I'm done. My daughter was in here helping me paint probably a week ago. And at the end of it, she goes, Dad, I'm really happy you're here. And I said, why is that? She goes, we got 15 years to catch up on. Because all I've done, people say to my wife, Christine, it must be great being married to a chef. It's kind of like being a single mom. Leaves at 10 in the morning and comes home at midnight. So they ate dinner together by themselves for 15 years, you know. So it's trying to get to the point where I don't want to work every day, you know. And my hours will say, open when you make a reservation, closed when you don't make a reservation. So nobody wants to come on Monday, I'm going fishing.
There you go. And you know, you talked about this throughout the interview so far, but let's talk about your 35 years in the restaurant business. And I know you love motorcycles.
Oh yeah.
So tell me, what has the ride been like in the food business?
You know, starting out, I went to France. I was originally from San Fernando Valley, Valley Boy. Most people don't even know who those are anymore. And I started out in a small restaurant with the gentleman I was telling you about who passed away. He took me under his wing. I didn't know how to do anything. I didn't know the difference between rare and medium well. I didn't even know what that meant. You know, I grew up in a very middle-class family where we drank milk for dinner, and, you know, my mom would overcook canned green beans, you know, and pork chop where it would almost curl up. You could almost put the sauce in the thing, because it was just, you know, God knows one of my kids is getting trick noses. We better cook it for another half an hour. You know, you put the turkey in the oven and thing pops up, and we better leave it for another 45 minutes just to be safe. So I grew up in dry food, you know, but we all sat down as a family and ate dinner every night too. And from there that chef came and got me. He said, you got to come to Hollywood. We worked in Hollywood together for 3 years. That chef saw the spark in me that I wanted to go to other places that he knew and work for free just to learn different things. And he found me a job in France, and I went thinking I'd spend a year and worked 4 years for free, and ended up coming back 11 years later with a French wife and a daughter born in Burgundy. So, yeah, my 2 souvenirs. Didn't even bring back an Eiffel Tower. I just had a thing to tell it what. So.
Well, we know.
And then back in the States, I was at Turnberry Isle in Florida for probably 8 months. Hated that. Wasn't my cup of tea at all. Big resort. And wasn't my thing. Went to the Wild Boar in Nashville for, gosh, I was there for 3 years. The owner passed away, and then Charleston Place was looking to grab somebody because their chef was leaving, and they wanted to put somebody in, and brought me in. I brought my sous chef with me, Michelle, who's still running the show over there and tearing it up, and was there for 11 years, and then started my TV show, You Cook with Chef Bob, travel show, You Travel with Chef Bob, and then went to Nashville, started another show called Sing for Your Supper with Bob Waggoner that we shot on the stage of the Ryman with country music singers, and just had a blast. And then now just, you know what, I want to be home, I want to be here, and best places, where else is better than Charleston, South Carolina, and enjoy the water, enjoy my family, and more than anything, friends. And time off, you know, and do I want to be the guy in all the articles? No, I don't care. Do I want to be the guy on TV? Don't care at all. People say, you want press? No. You want to write another book? Hell no. Did my book, did photography for my book, did
what
stuff.
was that like for you?
And I feel it was tough. It was a lot of work. Didn't make any money either, which was really scary. But you know, it's people think it's, you know, it's a big money making thing. And Holly Herrick was in the other day when I was and I was chatting with her. I'm going, tell me at least you're making money with your books now. And she goes, number 7, I'm trying. And it's just a tough gig, you know. Oh, it's phenomenal. Her new one's really cool. But it's a tough gig, you know. You just gotta, because no one, how much time and energy you put into it is, you know, it's just a ton. And I did all the photography for it, so I'd bring dishes home at night, and I'd set up all the things in my dining room, and it looked like lightning was going off. My neighbors, they'd look out the window going, what the hell's going on over at Bob's house across the street? And then you shot it, a couple dishes a night at midnight, and writing, and I'm a terrible writer, I can barely spell, so you can imagine what kind of difficult times that was, and I hate writing recipes. There won't be recipes here. I'm going to teach people how to cook. You come in, and there'll be nothing to cheat off. You're going to take a scallop. We're going to dice up some fennel, dice up a little shallot, a little pear tomatoes. You're going to sear the scallop. You're going to put it in, and I'll explain to you how you do. And that's how I learned. I need to touch and feel and taste, and then you're going to taste it and go, that's not so great. Good. Add a little salt. Okay. Now add the saffron. Now add some pepper. Now taste it again. Oh wow, that's really good. That's good. That's how I want people to learn how to cook. And you can jot down stuff, you can enjoy, but you can watch someone. I've done demonstrations forever also, but you know, you're there, you got a cup of wine, and you're sitting there looking, watching this guy, and you go, oh, that was really great. A month later, it's like, did he use butter or olive oil? because you don't remember.
Right.
You didn't do it. You
Right.
didn't touch it.
Exactly.
And now your husband can be with you, or boyfriend could go, no, he used butter. I swear, I know he did. And what'll probably happen is they'll call me up saying, Bob, was it butter or olive oil? But it doesn't.
Man,
It's all fun.
Right.
And I just want people to laugh and taste some fun wines, learn about some wines, and more than anything, just build confidence. It's all about food is confidence. I had a lady email me yesterday. She said, I like cooking for my husband. I'm trying to play with some new different herbs and things, but I'm really worried I'm not going to have enough experience. I said, if you don't know how to do anything, I can teach you how to cook. You don't know how to boil water, it doesn't matter. I'm here, and I'm going to help. I'm standing next to you, and I'm going to teach you how to do it. And that's part of my TV show also, is I'll bring somebody out of the audience, and I won't even touch it.
Right.
I'll explain them how to fillet the fish, and explain them how to sear it. I'll say, no, leave it in. Quit touching it. Quit, Okay, now take it out. Okay, now leave it for a second. No, leave it for a second. Now put the shallots in, and just to explain to them how to cook. And it's tasting. Food is tasting. You got to taste. You got to figure out and watch, and explain the light science to it, and hopefully people can build their confidence and get a date or go out or just do something for their husband for Valentine's Day, or their boss is coming home, or their next friends, or they want a dish that they can take over when they do a potluck or something like that. It's just confidence. I think everybody's got 3 or 4 dishes that they do well. If I can give them 3 or 4 more, then I'll be happy. And maybe 100 years from now, they'll be going, I took Bob's class. That was his dish. Yeah. I say it's mine, but it was really Bob's.
Yeah. And how were you so confident for all those years?
Just learning. Yeah. Just doing it. Repetition. Just doing it. I went to France. I thought I spoke French, but everyone just spoke slang, and it was a tough gig to get into. But I wanted to, and it's just. Doing it, and you can't watch. You got to do it. You got to get in and try it and fail, and then or watch the other guy fail and see what he does to recuperate, or make his holidays breaks. It's going, oh, now he's screwed. He's got to start all over again. No, he just put it in the blender and added some hot water and blended up. No, but if you're not there all the time, you won't see that. So, or asking questions. I don't think people ask enough questions either.
Not at all.
I'm here to answer questions and build. It's all about confidence.
Yes.
People will walk away going, I can do that.
Yes, indeed.
I can do that. And I can get a date now. Maybe.
There you go. And we're literally right next door to the offices of the Charleston Place Hotel.
We're a block away.
That's true.
Yeah.
And I want to go back to that because you spent 12 successful years.
Yeah, 11 years.
And you've won many awards and accolades. But tell me, where were you emotionally when you left? That had to have been hard for you.
That was tough. Well, tough times. 2009, times are tough, and had an opportunity to do a TV show, and I was saying, well, you know what, this could be a huge opportunity. And I'd done the TV show with Turner South that I did with the Off the Menu that was really fun. I didn't make any money, but it was huge PR for the for the hotel, so they kind of let me wander off from time to time and go do these, and it was just fun. It was a fun group of guys, and the best part about it was everyone that has anything to do with the show is happy. You know what I mean? You could go to a restaurant and you're shooting in the restaurant, and the waitress says they're going to use my station. Did you see that with the chef? Wait a minute, I'm going to be on. And you're on. And they're on. People love TV and love being on and being part of it. Even if an hour later we go to the deli and we sit down and eat, you're still going. Those guys that shot the show, they came into the deli.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Yes. It's just fun. Everybody that has anything to do with TV, they get a kick out of it. So I just like being around fun people. So. 17 hours, 15 hours a day, that's not always fun in the restaurant business. So if I can take away from that, and they're actually, Paula Dean's coming out with a new television, a whole new line of her own. Okay. And they called yesterday saying they were interested in my show. So I don't know, maybe it'll be a whole new gig.
Yeah.
For now,
just the cooking
classes and do my thing.
And what did TV teach you about the restaurant business?
Not so much about the restaurant business. It's just it's a whole other animal. I mean, people can think, and what I think the toughest in most of those kids that I'm talking about that I feel that want everything now, just want instant gratification. It's like, guess what, guys? Anybody on TV, and a lot of them say, oh yeah, okay, so we want to send my kid to culinary school, we want to open a restaurant, and then in like 7 years we want to have a TV show. Hey, good luck with that.
Yeah.
That ain't gonna happen.
No.
Anybody that's on, Bobby Flay's been a chef for 25 years, 35 years like me. There's there's a couple guys now that have, you get the reality shows that they kind of get lucky, and they'll be on, and they can be hits and they're not hits, but those guys don't make money even doing that for 3 or 4 years. They take advantage of that. All the TV stuff takes advantage of those guys because they make them. So, yeah, but it's a scary side because I think a lot of people are getting into it because of the TV and because of a lot of the food shows, which is huge. But I think it's it's not like my guys from 10 years ago that are all chefs in town now
Right.
because they put in the time, they put in the energy,
Right.
and they worked their butts off. Edwin French, as I was saying, he was working at Magnolia's for
Yeah.
like 5 years and left to come to the grill for probably $1.50 less an hour. You know, and this is a guy who was making money, and you know, you got a girlfriend, you got payments and stuff. Leave to go because you know you're going to profit from the fact that you're going to learn more. And I've sent guys to France.
Yeah.
The good guys, I'll grab and find them work in France,
Wow.
just like I did for free, of course. But those guys
They had the
are
passion.
few and far
yeah.
between. But they're not all gone. But you know, I had 10 guys all at the same time, so for me it's tough. And yeah, it's tough.
And you know, we know that you are Chef Bob Waggoner, but at the end of the day, when you take off your chef hat and your robe, who is Bob Waggoner?
My robe.
Oh, you know, your chef jacket.
Actually, I put on my robe when I get
Yeah,
home.
you-
That's
right,
usually
right.
usually a red dress on Sundays. Usually is the way it works out. I'm just honestly, I'm the guy who wants to hang out with his people. Say, where do you go out to eat? Where do you go out to eat? And I said, honestly, Chris, my wife makes great food. She's probably one of the best French trained people in the city because she's French. And her mom taught her how to cook, and her grandmother taught her mom how to cook. And my restaurant is sitting on the back porch throwing the ball for the dog. And if I'm lucky, her daughter who's at college at Charleston,
Right.
Joyce, can come home, and you know, my dad's here now too. And actually, my mother-in-law is also here. So for me, it's just family hanging out and friends, just dinner parties with friends or out on the boat, you know, just moving around on the water. That's mostly it. And other chefs that will, you know, we'll kind of get together and say, you bring something, you bring something, you bring something, and then it's not so, you know, then it's not an ordeal for anybody to come home after working, you know, the whole day in the restaurant.
Right.
So,
Yeah, it was so fun for you.
exactly. And photography. And I'll get the camera out and shoot the city from time to time. That's a relaxing thing for me too. Yeah.
Finish these sentences for me. Photography is.
Photography is a way out for me. It's a way of leaving an impression of something that not many people take photo. Well, now they do because everybody's got their phone and they can Instagram and pass it on and do something right away.
Yeah.
But who will see those photos 50 years from now? Whereas I've got old photos and I shot mid-format and large format and you know, just really cool. I've got a bedroom at home full of just old photos and slides and things that nobody will ever probably look at either. But it's just something I look back on. My dad, who taught me how to do photography, and I look back at old images of him and his parents and his kids and his grandparents who were, you know, on a farm, and they used to shoot coyotes and get a $1 a tail for a coyote to, you know, because that's what they did.
Sure.
And I'm looking back, and if that was a digital image and just in someone's hard drive somewhere, hey,
Could be.
And I've lost hard drives. You know, I've lost exterior hard drives that just die, and unless you've got it backed up 2 or 3 times, it's like you never had it. So, but a photo, you got it. And, but photography is neat. I love photography. Love
Motorcycles.
motorcycles too. That's a fun one too. Dangerous, more dangerous than anything else because you're watching. And it's gotten so busy.
Yeah.
You know, I'm in the end of Mount Pleasant there, and before it was a nice ride home at the end of the night, and now it's a freeway.
Yes.
You know, it's crazy how many people there are. So, spend a lot of time watching everybody else, but still on them, still enjoying.
Your favorite food is?
You know what my favorite food, my favorite dish is, or actually food would be something that I've never cooked before. You said, what do you really like cooking? I don't know. If you were to bring me say, hey, my brother's raising these neat birds from New Zealand, and we're the only ones who have them in, you know, and these are the first ones, I'm going, that's cool. Because I've cooked just about anything.
Right.
I've eaten just about anything. So bring me something I've never had, and that'll be my next favorite food. Or at least something fun to try and play with.
Play with, yeah. Charleston is.
Charleston is home.
Yes.
Charleston is home, and it's so unique. Everyone, families from France, and my best friend was just in from LA, and he works for Boeing, and he's just going, man, I gotta try and find a way of coming to Boeing here, because it's just such a cool place. And you get out on the water and see it from the seagull side. It's even cooler, and the dolphins ride around next to you on the boat. We were out 2 days ago, and that just doesn't get old.
Yes.
It doesn't get old. And the weather, it's a little hot in the summer. Who cares?
Right.
You know, you go inside.
Yeah,
Or you
you
jump in the water. You know, who cares? I lived in Burgundy for 11 years also, and it's winter from probably September to the beginning of June.
Yes.
So a couple months of heat in the summer, and you quit complaining.
Yeah,
it's not that bad.
Exactly.
And the people are so kind.
They
The
are.
people are so kind.
They
It's
are.
such a neat space, and everybody who's helped me put this together, and people that are across the street getting their hair cut, or going to school or whatever, just clients that are so just happy that I'm back in town,
Yeah,
and
everybody knows you, man.
and it's, I don't know about that, but it's just it's neat to be in a town of such kind people and giving people.
Yes.
The charities that people put in and help out, and it's a neat giving city, and it's fun to be in a place where people know you and you know people, and you can call a friend and say, hey man, I'm stuck. I got a guy. I know a guy who does that. Don't worry about it, Bob. That's good.
Yeah.
It's a neat spot.
Being knighted by France was.
Knighted by France was kind of cool.
Yeah.
It was odd. Not many people in the United States have been. So it was l'ordre du mérite agricole. Sounds pretty cool, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
But I didn't get a crown. I didn't get a.
Yeah.
Actually, you get a little tiny. They call it a leek. It's a
Okay.
poireau. So it's this little tiny thing. I'm going. Well, I was hoping for this big
Right.
thing that I could put on my chef jacket or something. But no, it was cool. It was just recognized by the French government. The lot that I'd done in France, and then again here for mostly for farmers, to try and help low, not low end, but just people work. Farmers, they work their ass off. It's a tough and dealing with Mother Nature, so it's a tough gig. So do whatever I can to help those and help young guys raising quail or pigs or whatever. So just did a lot for that, and they recognized that and knighted me. It's kind of cool.
That is awesome.
I mean, it doesn't get me in it when I fly to France. I don't get ahead of the line or anything like that, but it's pretty cool.
Absolutely. I forgot to ask you this, but what is your take on the rise of good restaurants on Upper King Street?
It's crazy. It's crazy, and actually, I can't say it right now, but there's a restaurant right now that's trying to have me come help them out with a big place, sexy place, doing Mexican food that I grew up loving and doing in California. And I'm not going to say the name because I know a ton of stuff, but they really want something fun and new rather than just Mexican food. But you should see the restaurants, and one of my cooks just opened Union Provisions. One of my guys from Charleston Grill also,
Right.
and it's just and Lada's tearing it up there. It's spectacular. I don't know how they park. I don't know where anybody parks up there.
Right.
But it's crazy how many restaurants have opened up there now. And then you got guys like Craig Deal open up at his sausage shop and stuff like that. And the guys, I don't know how he does it. We went in the other night and had some, and it was just like, dude, you're gonna tear it up.
Yeah.
It was amazing. And my French wife's going, okay, I'm gonna come here every day and buy stuff because it's just really, really good stuff. And that's what's unique about the city also is all these guys have really specialized in some things, and but it's tough. I wouldn't, I say go for it. See anybody open up a restaurant, because when Cypress opened and I was at the grill, it was like, how are they gonna get enough people to eat there?
Yeah.
And they're still open and they're tearing it up,
Yes.
and people are going there and they're packed. And then and now there's since then 175 new restaurants that are opening up, but it's the more the merrier for me, because I'm not competition anymore. And
You're doing a cooking school. You're in your own league.
And I don't want to worry about only did 75 on Monday, so we got to do 285 on Saturday. I'm going to do 10 on Monday and 10 on Saturday.
That's right.
If nobody wants to come on Monday, we're going fishing.
There you go. Well, describe your future to me in one word.
Fun.
Okay. All right. And you always having fun, man.
That's it. I just want to just laugh and teach people how to cook and have a good time. Because I think people want to have fun. I've seen many people sitting in restaurants over the last 35 years that you're just out on your date and you just sit there, or you're out on your, and unless you've got a fun waiter, it may not be that great of an experience. You know what I mean? Honestly. And if the waiter's busy, he's not going to spend much time with you. But otherwise, it's and people from out of town want to meet people and they want to know what's going on. They want to hear. I've got them for 3 hours.
Yeah.
So if people want to say, oh, I'm really interested in that, well, here's a list. Here's a list of all the people that have helped me out. Or wow, that cabinet's really cool.
Yeah.
I want to get some cabinets like that. Or wow, that Sub-Zero is really neat. Where can I go get that? Well, go to Plugs, and here's the guy's name.
Right.
And I don't want to make money on that. I don't care. I just help the people help me out. And people want to. I think people want to kind of be told what to do and what to buy and what to eat. And if you don't know, if I don't know that much about, I don't know. Playing cards, I'm going to go to a guy and say, okay, what do I need to buy?
Sure.
Because I don't know. Right. But tell me what to do. So people have always said, well, I don't know much about wine. This is the wine that goes with that course. This is what you should get. If you don't get it from me, go get a Sauvignon Blanc that's dry that you can do. And most people, do I want to read books and learn about wine? Most? No. I just want somebody that knows to tell me, so that when I bring that to my boss's house for dinner the other night, or tomorrow night, I can feel confident. And if not, just blame it on Bob.
There you go.
Make it easy.
Well, Chef Bob, this was great. Thank you so much.
I enjoyed it. You are the man, and I enjoy your smile and your just your fun-loving atmosphere walking down the street, and congratulations to you.
Thank
You're
you
doing
so
well,
much.
and I know you're going to tear it up. There's going to be one of these TV stations that are going to grab you up, and then we're never going to be able to see you again. But we'll see you on TV.
We'll see. Thank you, Bob.
Congratulations.
Thank you, man.
Thank you.
I appreciate that.